A book within pages. Bree twirled her favorite pen around her fingers while humming and nodding her head to the tune of her favorite song. No music was playing, but Bree didn't care about that. In her right hand, she held a journal that she'd had for years. It was blank still, after 15 years of being in her possession. Bree didn't want the journal to be blank anymore. Every day for 2 months she wrote in it, nothing emotional or even slightly personal. The journal was to be for story ideas and nothing else. Bree ceased her mindless pen twirling and put ink to paper. She wrote a whole sentence, with each word perfectly spaced, and just like every other time, it disappeared. She tried black ink, blue ink, gel and fountain pens. The result was the same, a blank page. She gave up. If the journal wanted to be empty and boring, she would let it. Bree went for a walk, hoping that the crisp autumn would make her feel less annoyed. For 5 blocks she walked, not really headed to any particular destination. She turned only because a dog walker came her way with 9 massive canines on extendable leashes. Bree panicked when she saw the assortment of Rottweilers, German Shepherds, and Labradors. Instead of pretending to be calm, Bree made a sharp left and sprinted down the street. She was too close to the curb and was smacked with an opening car door as she fled from the well-behaved dogs. The impact knocked the fear out of her. A man in ripped jeans and a faded t-shirt jumped out of the back seat of the car. Bree was doubled over on the sidewalk, holding her right wrist. "Oh, my lord," the man said. The guilt and worry in his voice distracted Bree. She looked at him and stood up straight. He was cute, not handsome and not pretty. "I am so sorry," he said. "Didn't mean to whack you. You were really fast. Just came out of nowhere." Bree noticed a birthmark on his neck. She made a noise halfway between an excited squeal and a terrified squeak. It wasn't loud, but very high pitched. The man in the ripped jeans heard it. "Oh no," he said. "Are you in pain? Do you need an ambulance? I'll call one if." "Seven?" she said. His mouth fell open and his eyes widened. He hadn't misunderstood her. "Yeah," he said. "You are Bree." Bree snickered, snorted, and fell into full body cackling. Seven just smiled and shrugged as passers-by looked at Bree with concern and suspicion. When she stopped laughing, the two of them stood there in the way, staring in the most awkward way. "So," he said, "mind telling me the joke?" Bree said in the most serious voice, "Do you still have your dream book?" "Dream book? Oh, you mean that journal with the unicorn on the cover?" "You threw it away, didn't you?" she said. Her face changed from amused to sad. "What?" Seven said. "I still have it. Not with me. It's in storage somewhere. Why? You want it back?" Bree shook her head. "No, definitely not. I need to organize my thoughts. Writing them down hasn't really helped." Seven relaxed and smiled genuinely. "Let me help. Use me as your note taker." Bree and Seven went on a lunch date at a nearby cafe. They stayed focused on each other, even with urban noise coming in from all sides. A 15-year separation hadn't put a dent in their friendship. Both had become successful writers and were still single. Bree was hesitant to tell Seven the truth about why she asked about the dream book. Seven asked and wouldn't let it go. Tell me, he said. You asked for a reason. You ask everything for a reason. Bree gave a partial answer. Mine won't take any ink. I tried to write in it, and it's still blank. Seven didn't try to hide his incredulity. And what else? I have this idea for a book, Bree said. It's about these two immortals who were a married couple in a previous life, but broke up. Since they aren't together, they can't die. Like, permanently. Seven was intrigued. After the impromptu date was over, he was still thinking about Bree's idea. It's a good idea, he said. Develop it more, and while you do that, I'll find my dream book. They traded contact information. Bree refused to call Seven to avoid seeming desperate or clingy. 3 days after their run in, he called her, asking to do lunch again, and asked her to bring her dream book. Bree was late, but Seven didn't mind. I had furniture delivered, Bree said. They took forever. Oh, you found it. Seven had his dream book on the table. Bree took a seat and pulled hers out of an oversized purse. Let me show you, she said and did a demonstration for him. As expected, no ink showed. Seven opened his dream book and turned to the first blank page that he could find. He read from his book aloud. Seven is still cute. I want him. Bree was beyond horrified. Seven turned to the previous pages and showed Bree the truth. Her words, all of the words that she tried to write, were in his book. You think I'm cute? Seven said with a satisfied smirk. You can have me. I'll try not to whack you with another car door. Did you enjoy the story? A book within pages? I hope so. Please come back. There are more to come.